Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Book number 2, Sarga 69, Roman numerals LXIX 69, Bharat's Dream. The night those messengers of state had passed within the city's gate, in dreams the slumbering Bharat saw a sight that chilled his soul with awe. The dream that dire events foretold left Bharat's heart with horror cold, and with consuming woes distraught. Upon his aged sire he thought, his dear companions swift to trace the signs of anguish on his face, drew near his sorrow to expel, and pleasant tales began to tell. Some woke sweet music's cheering sound, and others danced in lovely round. With joke and jest they strove to raise his spirits, quoting ancient plays. But Bharat still, the lofty souled, deaf to sweet tales his fellows told, unmoved by music, dance, and jest, sat silent by his woe oppressed. To him, begirt by comrades near, thus spoke the friend he held most dear. Why ringed around by friends art thou, so silent and so mournful now? Hear thou, thus Bharat made reply, what chills my heart and dims mine eye. I dreamt I saw the king my sire sink headlong in a lake of mire. Down from a mountain high in air, his body soiled and loose his hair. Upon the mighty lake he seemed to lie and welter as I dreamed. With hollowed hands full many a draught of oil he took and loudly laughed. With head cast down, I saw him make a meal on sesamum and cake. The oil from every member dripped, and in its clammy flood he dipped. The ocean's bed was bare and dry. The moon had fallen from the sky, and all the world lay still and dead, with whelming darkness overspread. The earth was rent and opened wide. The leafy trees were scorched and died. I saw the seated mountains split, and wreaths of rising smoke emit. The stately beast the monarch rode, his long tusks rent and splintered showed. And flames that quenched and cold had lain, blazed forth with kindled light again. I looked, and many a handsome dame, arrayed in brown and sable came, and bore about the monarch dressed, on iron stool in sable vest. And then the king of virtuous mind a blood-red wreath around him twined. Forth on an ass-drawn chariot sped, as southward still he bent his head. Then, crimson-clad, a dame appeared, who at the monarch laughed and jeered, and a she-monster dire to view, her hand upon his body threw. Such is the dream I dreamt by night, which chills me yet with wild affright. Either the king, or Rama, I, or Lakshman now must surely die. For when an ass-drawn chariot seems to bear away a man in dreams, be sure above his funeral pyre the smoke soon rears its cloudy spire. This makes my spirit low and weak. My tongue is slow and both to speak. My lips and throat are dry for dread, and all my soul disquieted. My lips relaxed can hardly speak, and chilling dread has changed my cheek. I blame myself in aimless fears, and still no cause of blame appears. I dwell upon this dream of ill, whose changing scenes I viewed, and on the startling horror still my troubled thoughts will brood. Still to my soul these terrors cling, reluctant to depart, and the strange vision of the king still weighs upon my heart. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Footnotes 176 1b. It would be lost labor to attempt to verify all the towns and streams mentioned in Cantos 68 and 72. Professor Wilson observes Vishnu Purana, page 139, Dr. Hall's edition. States and tribes and cities have disappeared even from recollection, and some of the natural features of the country, especially the rivers, have undergone a total alteration. Notwithstanding these impediments, however, we should be able to identify at least mountains and rivers to a much greater extent than is now practicable, if our maps were not so miserably defective in their nomenclature. None of our surveyors or geographers have been Oriental scholars. It may be doubted if any of them have been conversant with the spoken language of the country. They have consequently put down names at random, according to their own inaccurate appreciation of sounds, carelessly, vulgarly, and corruptly uttered. And their maps of India are crowded with appellations which bear no similitude whatever either to past or present denominations. We need not wonder that we cannot discover Sanskrit names in English maps, when, in the immediate vicinity of Calcutta, Barnagore represents Barahanagar. Dakshineshwar is metamorphosed into Dakinsor, Ulubaria into Wilgbury. There is scarcely a name in our Indian maps that does not afford proof of extreme indifference to accuracy in nomenclature and of an incorrectness in estimating sounds, which is in some degree perhaps a national defect. For further information regarding the road from Ayodhya to Rajagriha, see additional notes. Well, this is what I'm talking about. This bullshit. Exactly, this is what I'm talking about, Sir Ralph Griffith. You know, all these Kali Yuga newly created languages, British, German, Russian, French, all of these languages, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, these are all mispronunciations of Sanskrit, because Sanskrit was the worldwide language all around the world. There was only one language, Sanskrit. In Kali Yuga, it splinters into so many different other languages, which are nothing but mispronunciation of Sanskrit. The demons, people who don't like God, they want to hide God through mispronunciation. That's why they don't say Krishna, they say Christ. Christ is a really, really silly, stupid pronunciation of Krishna. Actually, Christ is British pronunciation of Greek, ancient Greek, Christos. And Christos was Greek pronunciation of Persian, Kurosh. And Persian, Kurosh, was pronunciation of Indian, Krishna. Like this. And through this broken telephone game of mispronunciation, it is, all these words are very similar, but because of the mispronunciation, the mantras, then the original meaning is being lost, and that's why the four-armed god Vishnu, Krishna, has been replaced by a dead kike on a stick on a Roman cross. And that's why instead of worshiping God, Krishna, they are worshiping literally a dude who was tortured, and he is now nailed to a cross. It's a satanic concept that mocks the beautiful eternal four-armed God form of Krishna, Christus, Christ. That's all what's happening. It's all inversion of the truth. And all this word slaughtered is to forget the history. That's the main purpose, to forget the true history of the planet Earth, which is Vedic, Aryan, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, and so forth and so on, beginning from Rig Veda down to all the Itihasas and auxiliaries to the Vedas. This is all what's happening. Krishna was always the main God, and he is the only God. It is just that he is being worshipped in a perverted form of a dead dude on a Roman cross, which is very morbid, satanic, bloody. And that's why Nietzsche said God is dead, because we killed God. We killed every single bit and piece of the knowledge of God. And that's why we have so many wars, endless wars, and so many problems in Kali Yuga. So many bad karmas. People have to hate each other, have to kill each other. Imagine 3 religions coming from the same source, Abrahamic religions. To this very day, they hate each other and they're killing each other. This is not God. This is Satan. Satan incarnate. He is And when you tell these people that Krishna is God, that Rama is God, they will laugh at you. And they will bring a cow and kill it in front of you just to show you how much they hate God. These people, crazy. Completely crazy. Anyway, this is amazing chapter. Amazing chapter talking about the dream Bharat had. He knew something is going on. Something bad is happening. Something bad is happening. And we're gonna find out. Or Bharat is gonna find out very soon. Jai. Sri Ramayana ki Jai. Hail Ram. Jai Sri Ram. Roma Victor. Ciao.